Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the webinar Sabre Profiles and Advanced Formats. Sabre Profiles offer travel agencies the ability to easily store, access, and update their customers' information at the time that eases customer data management and provides a structured format to store it. This product allows agencies to increase productivity, enhance customer service, and better maintain information. Now, Carolina will share the housekeeping details of the meeting.
Yes, sorry, I was having some difficulty here integrating the next slide in the display. So as Leandro said, let's review which are the housekeeping details for today's meeting. This session is going to last 60 minutes, beginning now. All your lines have been muted, and this is to guarantee a correct development of the session, to avoid background noise that might affect the quality of sound, and to make sure our presenters today are not distracted by that. Effective now, and well, some minutes ago, we already have the chat window active. You can send your questions or comments through the chat, and we will pass them to our speakers. Make sure, please, and this is very important, that when you do so, when you send your comments, questions, you select the option All Panelists, and in that way, Leandro, myself, and also our presenters will be able to see the comments and questions. We are recording the session, and as we mentioned before, we are going to upload that to our YouTube channel, and we will share it with you later, the link to this recording, but also in the YouTube channel, you will have the option to check for previous events that we already held. And within the next 24 hours, we will send you via email supporting materials, and that will include the presentation that Valeria and Ignacio are going to show during this hour, the recording of the session, the customer satisfaction survey, and additional materials. So let's review now the agenda topics that we have in place. These are introduction to Sabre Profiles, how to create, manage, and use them, how to manage roles and permissions for Sabre Profiles, and also advanced formats.
Thank you very much, Carolina. And now let's present ourselves. Carolina Ricarte and myself, Leandro Gentile, will moderate today's session. We are responsible for the marketing campaign in Latin America, for Latin America and the Caribbean, based in Montevideo, Uruguay. Our mission is to monitor the chat session and pass the questions on to the speakers, as well as being attentive to your comments. In case any of the questions are not answered today, we will try to do it in the supporting material set that we will send, as Carolina said, within the next 24 hours. Now we welcome the guest speaker for today's session, Valeria Del Fabro. She's a global trainer, and Ignacio Campodónico, product support specialist. Along the next hour, they will share the content mentioned in the agenda. So now let's welcome Valeria and Ignacio. We will start, I think, with Valeria, right? With the Sabre Profiles.
Yes, hello. Hello,
Welcome,
everyone.
Valeria. Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining this webinar. Just let me know when I can start.
I have already given you the presenter attributes, Valeria, so
okay,
the stage is yours.
I will share my screen. And I will open. Okay, I want to double check if you are able to see my screen.
Yes, we are.
Yes, okay, good. Well, so again, thank you for joining this webinar. And I want to show you the Sabre Profiles tool in Sabre. Okay, this is the Sabre Profiles icon that I will show you later in the Sabre screen. And let me tell you about this really useful tool that will make you save time and keep all the customer data stored in Sabre. So Sabre Profiles is the Sabre product for the management and use of traveler, corporation, supplier, and agency information. And one of the big advantages of this tool is that it's easy to use, really user-friendly, because it's a graphical application. And basically, Sabre Profile is a huge database where you can store information that can be used then to be copied into a PNR, making you save a lot of time. But beside this, there are other advantages, like, for example, you can pin some profiles as favorites for a quick access. You can add customer preferences that will then be highlighted in the responses, and this apply for airlines, hotels, and cars also. And I could continue talking about all the useful functionalities of this product. Okay. If someone has used the stars in the past, this is the new and enhanced version of the stars. And here we have a screenshot of an already display profile. Then you have here a tab to copy, and this is the result. You will see all the information on the reservation. This is something that we are going to see now together. Then, let me change slide. Regarding roles and permissions. Here I want to show you that different roles exist for this product. So the admin of the tool will be able to decide which role want to give to each travel agent. And the available roles for this tool are listed here on the right-hand side. Okay, you have a list that continue here. Yes, so you have the role with the description, what is allowed or what is not allowed. Basically, the unrestricted role is the one that can do everything with the tool. Then we have the admin user role. We also have the regular agent and the restricted agent. And again, the description is available here. So the only thing that the admin is going to do is just, here we have the travel agents. You select the travel agent, and here you have some tabs to assign the different roles. Okay? So it's like an overview of how to assign roles and permissions. But now, okay, let's stop and let's stop talking, just talking. And I would like to give you a short demo so we can see how does it works. So I will be sharing my Sabre screen now. Here we have, okay. First and very important thing, bear in mind that your Sabre session must be active in order to work with Sabre Profiles. As you can see here on the top, we have the same icon that I showed you before. Sabre Profile. This is the Sabre Profile icon. And in case that you are working with the command helper, you will find in the same place plus the name of the product. The first thing that I want to do is to search for an already existing profile. So I click on Profile, and I immediately get the search area. This is my pseudo, but you can search in any branch if you work with branches. Then you have profile type. Any is the default, but different profile types exist. Okay, and bear in mind that the search criteria changes among one type of profile and other. Okay, so for example, if I select, I want to search for a corporate profile, take a look. We can search by profile name, corporate name, email, but if I search by any traveler profile, we can search by last name, first name. So my recommendation is to select the profile type that you are going to search. I will select traveler. Okay, and let's say that I will need to use more than one profile for my next reservation. So instead of typing here the passenger last name, I want to use the asterisk. Sorry, the asterisk that is here. Okay, because the asterisk means, please bring me all traveler profiles in this pseudo city code. Traveler profiles in this pseudo. So when I click on search profile, we will have a list of all the traveler profiles in my agency listed by alphabetic order. I have 136. You scroll down and you see all of them. Okay. Now, what I will do, I will select those that I will need to use later. And I will add it under my favorites. So that functionality is with the pin. I will select this one, click. I will select this one, and I will select, I don't know, this one. Okay, now let's take a look at this pin that we have on the right-hand side. It's the same pin that we have here. And the green circle means that something has been activated. So let's click on this pin now. And we can see that we have 3 profiles selected. And these profiles will keep here during my active session. So now let's suppose that, for example, I need to copy into a Pnr one of that profiles. You select here. Okay, this is the profile, and then you copy into the Pnr. So as you can see, this is a quick access to that profiles for them to access and copy to Pnr. Now I want to clear my screen. I will do Shift and the backspace. I can also delete these profiles from here with the arrow. You can use the X or unpin all. Okay. Now, the idea now is I want to share with you the steps to follow in order to create a profile from scratch. But of course, I will give you just an example of a very, very basic profile. Okay, it's just for you to have an idea. But then you are invited, of course, to our training sessions to learn more about this. So I will open the tool from here. You have at the bottom new profile. So I click on new profile. The first thing that we need to do is to select the profile type. Let's create, and these are the different profile types that we can create, and I will select a traveler profile. These are mandatory fields. Profile name, I will type my passenger name. Really, this is the profile name that does not necessarily need to match with the passenger name. I could call my profile name, for example, J Grant, but my passenger name is Jack Grant. This is just to show you that could be different. You can add any description if you want, and then you click here at the bottom, continue. And what is this? What happened with Sabre Profile is that your agency can create templates to personalize and make a faster work during the profile creation. In that case, you will see a list or just one, or I don't know, you will see templates listed here. Okay, so in case that you need to use a template in your agency because it has been created for that purpose, you just select the one that you need to use and you start creating the profile using that template. Otherwise, you can start a profile using the Sabre template that is like a more generic one. I click on No Template and I get access to the regular one. What is this? Okay. On the left-hand side, all these that you see here, these are the subject areas. And the idea is to go from one to another, completing with the customer information. Okay, here you have the profile name and the pseudocity code where you are creating this profile. Then, if you are using a personalized template created by your agency, some information could be requested as mandatory. However, with the Sabre one, the Sabre template, everything is optional. Just fill the information that you need, and bear in mind that you can edit the profiles, adding, deleting, or modifying whatever you need whenever you need. Okay, so let me add some basic information. For example, okay, the last name is Grant, and the first name is I told Jack. Okay, you can add title, etc. Okay, let me add the gender from here, male, and the date of birth. Okay, you can type, or what I will do to do it faster is, okay, I select here and I modify the year, 2000. Okay, then you can add, for example, official documents. You can select the type of document here. I will add a passport. I will type P, so we get into passport immediately. Oh, sorry that I missed here. Okay, then we add the last name and the first name, the expiration date of the document, any document number, and you continue adding the information, okay? And let me include the secure flight. That is an option that we have, and whatever, okay? When you see this, it's because you can add more than one document in this example, okay? And that is the idea of the add. Okay, let me change here passport. Well, as stated before, I will not complete all of this. Okay, it's just an example. So let me jump into contact information and add something else from here. Okay, again, if I want to add more than one phone number regarding the customer, we have the add and we repeat, okay, with other phone number, or we remove. A phone number that will be a cellular, and this is the number. Okay, you can add email, etc. Then here you have all the subject areas listed. Let me jump into a frequent flyer. I want to type a frequent flyer because there's something that I want to show you later. My vendor code is Alitalia, and this is the number. And again, if you want to add more frequent flyer number for this customer, just click on add, add, add. Okay, as you can see, you can also store air, hotel, rail preferences, etc. Okay, and once you have completed all the necessary information regarding the customer, there are other 3 steps listed here below: associated profiles, Pnr Builder, and profile preview. Okay, both are optionals, but I want to show you how does it work and what is this associated profile. I could click here, or you can click on continue and you immediately get this. Basically, associated profile links profiles together with the purpose of copying profile data into the Pnr. You may link multiple profiles of the same or different types together. And again, this is an optional step you can skip, but I want to show you how does it work. So I click on associate profile and I search for the profile that I want to link. I want to link my agency profile to this traveler profile. I will type my agency name and click on find. And the only thing that I need to do is flag, continue, and that's all. And I can associate more than one. So here we see we have an associated profile. Let's continue. The Pnr Builder, that is one of the last steps, basically allows you to select the profile data that will be activated to copy into the Pnr. And this is also an optional step. Okay. I can select all the information to be highlighted to copy, and we need to give a name, and let's call Jack Grant Builder. Okay, continue. Do you want to make it the default one? Yes. And we have the last step, that is the profile preview. And this is how your profile looks like when you search for this. So this is the time to make a review on the profile and make changes if necessary. But there's something that I really like here, and is the print profile option. Why is I like this? Because besides the possibility to print, it gives you an idea of what you have created. Take a look at this. When I click, I want to share the file that we have created. So we can realize the profile. We can see the profile that we have created with all the information. Then you click on save, and profile has been created. And last but not least, we are going to search this profile that we have created. So profile traveler, I want to type the last name, Grant. And if you want, you can also use a name. Okay. Here we have the profile information that you can expand all, and already have the check mark because we have created the Pnr Builder, Jack Grant Builder, where all this data will be activated to copy. We also have a profile associated that will also be copied to the Pnr. So now I copy into Pnr, and we get the passenger information. If I do display A, we can see all the passenger information plus the agency information. And here we have an indicator that a profile has been, we have a profile regarding the customer, that the information comes from profile. Okay, so if you do like says here that display PI, you can see the profiles that we have copied to the Pnr. And just the last thing, okay, as you know, I have copied a frequent flyer, okay? So take a look at this. Let me just create one segment, okay? I will travel the 10th of July from Miami to Rome with Alitalia. Let me book a flight 01Y1 display. And take a look at my pricing response. What is this? Okay. Every time, everything that you are in the profile preferences or frequent flyer will be highlighted on the pricing response and also in other responses, so you can take a look. Well, it's like the system is telling you, okay, take a look because this is one of the preferred airline, hotel, car, or the customer has a frequent flyer number with that airline. Okay, so maybe if you do the WPNI, also in the options, you will be highlighted the one preferred by the customer. Well, as stated before, this is just a demo, so you now have an idea of the usage of the product and how does it works. However, to learn more about this, we have training sessions available for you. Okay, this is the end of my session, and now I listen. Leandro, I don't know the questions maybe we could have. Or
Yes, thank you very much, Valeria, for the presentation. We have a couple of questions here. The first one is from Rose, and she's asking in regards to the association that you mentioned at the beginning of your presentation. She's wondering how to place a profile without its associated profiles into a PNR.
You just, okay, if the profile have another already associated, when you display the profile, you click here and you just uncheck. So when you copy, you only copy the main profile.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Valeria. And another question from Frank is asking us, in order to clarify the Pnr Builder concept, I don't know if you can clarify that for our customers.
Yes. Let me expand. Okay. In the profile, you can add a lot of information. Okay. And let's suppose the best example is this. Let's suppose that I create a profile for Jack Rent, where I add information regarding his business, okay, business information, but also personal information, okay, and instead of creating two different profiles. So what I do when I create the profile is a divide, okay? It's like at the time of creation, I create two different Pnr Builder. One that will be called leisure and another one that will be called business. So in the one that says leisure, I highlight all the leisure information. Okay, let me go into there. I create one that says leisure, and I select only the personal information, his personal credit card, his mobile, his, okay? And another Pnr Builder that will be called business, where I only select, okay, name, last name, the credit card for business, the email for business, the cellular for business, okay? So then when you search for the profile, you can change from one Pnr Builder to the other, and the system will check or uncheck that information, personal or business, and you don't need to do it manually. I don't know if now it's more clear. It is difficult to explain in detail in the demo, okay? But I don't know if now it's a little more clear. I don't see the
Okay.
answers.
No, I think that it is clear. If we receive any comments on that over the chat, we will let you know. But yeah, the idea is to show the concept, right? Because in the chat, some questions were related to understand, in order to understand that idea of a PNR builder that is sometimes not so clear among our customers. So thank you very much, Valeria. I don't know, Carolina, if you have any questions on your end.
Yes, actually, we do have a question from Alan, and Alan is asking, why am I unable to add docs data to my PNR? I have updated my profiles with passport details, but I do not get the checkbox to copy docs data to PNR. What am I doing wrong? Can we advise on that?
Let me go into the edit. No, that's okay. What they need to check here is security information and place the yes. They will need to double check if he have added the yes here. Okay, because you add the information, but if you don't place yes, then you will not be able to copy that.
Okay, perfect. So Alan, make sure that you have that correctly ticked in the yes option, as Valeria is advising. And there is another question, Vale, from Colin, and he's asking, what if the traveler has multiple frequent flyers for different airlines? How will that be treated when click on add profile in the PNR?
To add different frequent flyer, you click on the plus and you continue adding, okay? Because it's creating other instance of the same. Okay, so you add all the frequent flyers that you want. Then if you create a Pnr Builder, you can check or not from here. Okay, you can check all of them or just one, or you also have the option to check or uncheck at the time that you copy into the Pnr. So if, for example, I created this and I don't have an Alitalia itinerary, I just uncheck. Or maybe I have more than one here. I just check the one that I want to copy. okay? Because regardless of the Pnr Builder, then at the moment you can check or uncheck, okay? This is just to save time, so you don't need to do it manually.
Perfect,
Okay,
Valeria.
thank you.
Thank you very much. Carolina, do you have any other question? Otherwise, we can move on with our next presenter.
No, not so far, not on my end.
Perfect. Thank you very much. So, Valeria, thank you very much. We would appreciate it if you can stay until the end, just in case more questions arrive. So you can answer them before the end of the session.
Perfect. Thank you all.
So now we welcome Ignacio Campodónico. He's a product support specialist, and he will talk about the advanced formats within Sabre Profiles. Hello, Nacho. How are you today?
Hello, everyone. Doing good. Thanks for asking. How you guys doing?
Fine. Thank you very much.
Good to hear. Well, let me share my screen. I'm going to share the whole screen. So I can go to the presentation. Okay, one second. You guys see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, how do you remove that there? Okay, perfect. All right, well, welcome everyone. Presentation. What I will be showing today, it's the Sabre Profiles part of, let's say, advanced formats. And we'll see right away what that is. Give me 1 second. This slide is not moving. There we go. So we're going to be seeing advanced format usage, and we're going to have a navigation demonstration. So you can see where do you go to, create them, and how do we see the display, which is, as mentioned by Valeria, pretty, user-friendly. So advanced formats, let's say in Sabre, you have predefined sender Sabre system formats, right? Such as a name, phone, email field, and those basics you need in order to create a basic Pnr. But there's some other data you may require to create advanced formats. You might have remarks, you might have a specific SSRs that you can also add them on other Pnr move data if you go to a profile, but you could create an advanced format, in order to save some more time and have some predefined settings on the profile you're moving into it. Now, again, as mentioned there, this is an optional step. If you would like to continue just creating the basic information you have and just fill in the fields within the profile itself, and just do everything manually, of course, that can be an option. One thing to remember is that Sabre advanced formats can only be created inside of the template. So the template will be the one that will set how that profile, will display the information which fields would have and how it's going to read those fields. So basically, the main objective of the advanced formats, again, it's to complete the template with all the fields that you're necessary in order to comply with your business. You might have a specific remarks. You might have, agencies have their own specific messages they want to send remarks, or their own UDITs information that they use. This could help to customize as much as you want. Here we have a screen, or where actually we will go, but I'll show you in the demonstration where we do it. So to create the advanced format, as we can see here, we have format, the format type, and the optional qualifiers. Within the format name, that is actually an easily identifiable description of the format you're creating. We can put a type, we can put a title, we can put anything we want there. It's just for us to remember what exactly is happening there, before opening. And the format type, what we will select is all the area fields that you have available within that template that you've created, and that will allow you to select any of those fields in order to action within that field. Let's say remark, if you want to any customizable information within the phone field, or frequent flyer, credit card numbers, etc. And well, the optional qualifiers, that you can be added in the format requires or the user wishes. I'll show you that right away. When we go to the format builder, we have those three options that we can see there: the include profile field, the add fixed text, and the prompt for user input. So you can see
Nacho,
there the data they include. Sure.
Sorry for interrupting. We have a little bit of delay on your presentation,
Oh,
so we are still
okay.
not seeing the slide number 6, I believe it is, right?
Let me see. No, we're still in 6. Right now, I was reading 6, maybe the one that's
Yeah,
mentioned
we are
format builder, right?
we are still seeing number
Oh, you
5.
still in
I,
5?
yeah.
We're in 6.
Now,
Just
yes, we
went
are in
back and
6.
forth to see if it updates. Perfect. Sorry for that, everyone. What we'll do here is when we go to the selection and we already, selected what we want to create, within the format builder, we have these 3 fields. The include profile field, which is the data of the profile that will be included within the format. Then we have the added fixed text, which is a character of set, a set of characters that will remain constant. You can, let's say, type something within there that will be included. Or the prompt for user input, data you need to enter at the time the Pnr move. And right here in the next slide, we have the substitution options. When we add the fixed text, let's say, while the format builder option at the end of each line, you will see an option button that will open the substitution option table. What we have there is that sometimes information it's loaded within different ways. You see that some formats, for example, the secure flight passenger data, has a date added within a format, and the advanced passenger information has a different way to add it. You need to add, for example, the 4 digits in the year. Within the substitution options, you'll see all the options that we have with this. We have date formatting, which changes the date formatting to fit the format criteria, which is what I was just explaining. The replacement details, that is used only, for text for the value that you're pulling from the profile, let's say. And the substitution table allows you to replace existing information with other details. Now let's go to date formatting. The options that you have available, you have several options on how you want to add the date, and that affect all the format that you're actually using within time, right? If you select the formatting, let's say for only 2 digits within the year, but you're trying for that information to affect your advanced passenger secure flight information, then you will need actually the formatting for 4 digits, because it's a format that will, read correctly and add it correctly to the Pnr at the moment moving the profile. So this option allows you to modify the date format to meet the criteria of the format used, right? Then we have the placement details. There could be times when you only need a part of the information that you have entered in the profile. And with this option, there we go. This option, you can just choose the part of the format you need to apply, and it will just move that information specifically, right? And substitution table, which, for example, as we can see here, when we normally move the phone by default, it will add the H if it's a home, the C if it's a cell phone, B if it's a business within the phone, right? It's a phone dash, and it will add that character by default. With this table, you can replace code. If you don't want to have the H for home, you want to have literally home, you can set it up here, and the system will read the phone field and then moves, and it has selected, you have the tag for home. It will add, instead of H, it will replace it with the home word. See, another thing we have with formats, which is really interesting, it's the conditions. And you can see there in the screenshot, if it's big enough, but you can see we have a little tag there that says add conditions, and it's clickable.
Nacho,
we can do with that.
Sorry for interrupting you again.
Still in the last.
Yes, actually, we didn't move from 7. I thought that you were talking about those screenshots, but now we are in 11. Do you mind if I can share the slides for you, and you let me know when
Sure.
to pass on?
That would be
Okay,
perfect.
perfect.
Yeah.
Carolina, do you mind giving me control so maybe I can share my presentation?
I'm giving you the attributes. Leandro, let me know once you are ready to go.
Perfect.
And
Yeah.
before you continue, I just want to tell everyone, of course, as you know, when we are doing this kind of events live, we depend on our home connections, okay, now that we are working from home. So these things can happen. So accept our apologies. You know that we always have the best of intentions to have everything working fine. So let's see if now we can better display as long as Nacho is describing this. So thank you very much.
Perfect. Let me know, Carolina, if you can see me moving from one to another.
Yes,
There we go. Yeah.
I can see
Perfect.
the date formatting one. Good.
Okay, so Nacho, if you when you were explaining each of the details, we were still in this screen, so maybe we can go just one by
Let's
one
go
in
back
order
to
for
it.
them.
Yeah, of course.
Mhm.
Let's go again with date. Well, date formatting. Now we can see. Okay, at least we have the bigger screen now. This option allows you to modify the date format to meet the criteria of format use. And again, as we can see all the options in the drop-down menu there. That was the explain is that, let's say, if the format we're using requires 2 digits in the year or 4 digits, we can select that information here, right? Of course, it has to match the criteria we are affecting within the advanced format. At the moment that it will move the profile into the PNR, it will read that information. It will not create a mismatch, let's say. So that needs to be, at within the formatting. Let's continue. Next slide. Yeah. Thank you. So here you have the replacement details. And as I was saying, there could be times that you can only need a part of the information you have entered within the profile. And with the replacement detail options, you can just choose that part of the format you need to apply, and it will only, apply that piece of format. For example, we have a phone number, right? Starting with the beginning, it finishes after the position 3. So the result will be that it will only move that information. It's just an example. Of course, we want to move the phone number, move the information, but there may be some details within the profile. There's some remarks that you want to move. It will just move that information that you want to select. Let's continue. Here's the substitution table. Again, as I was explaining, Sabre by default and profiles by default, if you select the tag that you want to have, let's say home, cell, business, mobile, it will move the letter. You will add the phone number, dash, and a letter. In here, you can select this is the example that we selected. Of course, you can do that with any affectable field. But in here, for example, if you move a cell phone number and it has a tag activated within the profile, at the moment it moves to the PNR and you display P9, for example, you'll see instead of H, instead of C, you'll see home and you'll see cell. That is because you selected that every time it moves the phone and reads that field there, you will change it to the one you want to have. Let's continue. And here we are, conditions. Again, we were previously. Well, really interesting field because it allows users to create a conditional image which can be copied to the PNR only if a particular condition is met, right? We go to the corner as we can see there in the screenshot, but I'll show you right away how navigation works. We'll go to the add condition and it will open the field that will go within that format that we're working. It will not affect the whole advanced formats template. It's just affecting the one we're creating. You can add multiple conditions on the other ones you're creating and have a advanced formats with conditions, all of them. Let's continue here. And this is one of the examples, right? Let's say we're just adding a unit, typical remark that we're going to have just general information within the agency. Now, let's say we're moving the profile. We have multiple information. We have multiple credit cards. We could have also within that credit card, as Valeria mentioned, we could have the template selected, which one you want to move, or the Pnr Builder of I want to move this one, I want to move the other one. Let's say we move a couple of those. The system, what it will do here is it will go to the airline form of payment field that we have within the template and the profile. It will read the credit card code that we have loaded. And let's say that the credit card code is an Amex. By default, the system will automatically add, as we have here, then it will apply this format. Amex has 25% discount for Hilton hotel bookings, for example, right? Now, if we move the information, let's go to the next slide. Yeah. If we move the information but there wasn't an actual annex there. What the system will do, as we can see here, else use this format, it will add the other remark, which is please check with your hotel if the vendors, if any discount applies. And we could use this, again, we go to the format type and we select which format type we want to affect. So that could apply for the docs if you are adding the passenger passport. If the passport is added, the system can read that you're adding the passport number, and by seeing a passport, it will add a remark. If you just don't add the passport and you only add the docs, it will not add that remark because it's not reading that there's a passport added within the PNR in the docs fields, right? That could work for any of those fields and any of the ones that we have available within the template. Again, if we select on the template something we don't want to show up, that option will not show up there. And let's continue there. And well, for let's say for Sabre Profiles, that will be all the information we have in advanced templates and advanced Sabre formats. What I would strongly recommend is to visit these links that will be sent by Carolina when they send you all the information. They're really useful. We have a lot of information there, and you have step by step, and also at the bottom of the pages in Central, we have a lot of how to do with this and what happens if I move this information, or if template doesn't have this information loaded, or any other doubt you want to have within profiles. Even the field definitions, we have them within those websites on Sabre Central and Finder. So those are really useful. Now, what I wanted to show, let's see if I can share my screen one more time. So I want to show on Sabre the navigation part.
Carolina, can you give him control?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm in that.
Perfect, thank you.
Do apologize for the internet connection. I live outside. Well, it's not the best connection ever. Let's see. I'm going to share just a Sabre screen this time. We avoid some latency there.
Okay, now we can see your Sabre 360 screen.
Perfect. So to navigate to this, it's actually very simple. As Valeria mentioned, we need to have the roles all set up in order for us to be able to modify templates, manage templates, manage advanced formats, and within all that, we'll be able to work with this. So what we do is we go to admin, we go to Sabre Profiles, we open Sabre Profiles, and if you have all the roles again, you will see the profiles and you will see the tab of administration. When we are in this tab, we'll see that we can have managed templates as a role. What we will do is a managed template, because we want to go within the template that we have those advanced formats. So we need to edit that template. Let me show you the one we have here. Second, made a typo. There we go. And as you will see, the template, you display any of the templates you have or the one you want to modify. Just search it here and we go to edit. Edit. We have all the information for the template. And at the bottom, between associated profiles and profiles attached, we have the advanced Sabre formats. The tag, right? We have a couple of examples here. We can add the here, we can copy the format, we can remove it or edit it. And here's the order of how it's moved within the PNR, right? As we can see here, that we have an example. I just had an example of CTC, which is something in our product support team we're seeing every day on the help desk, which is a contact emergency information that's been used a lot within the COVID times last year. As we can see here, the system will add this fixed text. So this is a text that will always move within it, right? What it will change is that your template will be associated to a profile. That profile will have an email, and it will have an email in the field 1 or field 2, right? What here in this example will do is it will go to the profile, it will read the email address that we have there, and then it will give you a prompt to put the passenger number, right? So what it will do is we'll add the CTCE, and then it would include the email that you have here within the contact information of the profile that you're using. And then it will give you a prompt in your screen that it will ask you which passenger number you want to select. If you have multiple, you can do 1.1, 2.1, and that will automatically add the email address associating it to the passenger that you have selected. And I'll also show this example here, which is the one that I was mentioning within the conditions. It's pretty much the same, but I want to show you. See, here are the fields that we have available. Now, these fields that we have available here depend on the field that we have selected here, right? If you go with the template and you select in the contact information that I want to have it required, or I want to remove this information, there's not going to be any phone field or any email or any other ones that, you know, that can be optional. That will not stay here. Let's say, for example, we don't have any frequent flyer active here. There's a field for frequent flyer. So if I go to the edit mode and I try to select a frequent flyer, there's no frequent flyer. For that, I will need to go to frequent flyer, check that mark, and then the frequent flyer will display within the advanced format option for me to work with it. As you can see here, this format name is form of payment. And again, the system, what it will do, it will read the form of payment, it will read this field, the 5- display, and in the 5- display, you have a credit card that it's a Visa, it will add the information. In case you don't have a credit card that it's a Visa, it will just ask this information here, you know, just to check. Of
Nacho,
course,
sorry for interrupting you again.
Sure.
We are seeing the advanced formats list. I don't know. Now we are in the part of the where you were talking about the conditions. We were still seeing our previous screen
Okay.
due to the delay.
We see the conditions now?
Now we see the conditions, yeah.
So what I want to say is this part. Can you see that I just opened the drop-down menu here?
Not yet.
You can see there.
We can see that you moved to the airline. Now the drop down from the airline family form of payment.
And you can see all the options here now, right?
Yes, we can.
Okay. These options that I will mention, right? These options will be triggered, and these options depend on the fields you select within the template, right? As we can see, frequent flyer, it's not with, you know, with the color on the letter. It's not highlighted, meaning that we don't have any frequent flyer field selected. So if we use this template, there will not be frequent flyer within the profile when we go there, right, to add. That also affects this. If we don't have any frequent flyer selected, there's no frequent flyer we can work with in the advanced formats. So that field needs to be selected. Any field that you use needs to be checked in order for you to see it available here, you know, and work within advanced formats and how you want to do it. And again, what I was showing the example here, the system will read the form of payment. As you can see there, 5- display. When we have the airline form of payment, it will read the credit card code in a specific. And if it reads Visa, it will add the remark. If it's not Visa, it will just add the other remark. And those are the conditions, how exactly they will work, right? And we can add multiple conditions. We get multiple, if this happens, this will happen. But also if this happens, it can happen another thing, right? It can add another remark. And that will be how the conditions work on this. And for advanced formats, that would be all.
Perfect,
If there's
Nacho.
any other question for that?
Yes, actually, we have a question in regards of the visibility for these advanced formats. Not everyone in the agency can perform these advanced format actions, right? They need to have a particular role granted.
Yeah, I don't have specifically here, which would be that information. I can get that for you after the training, but everyone can go and modify within manage the template, because for managing the templates, you need a specific roles, if I'm not wrong. But I'll make sure to check that, and I'll let you know, of course.
Perfect. Yeah, we will include that information, Alan, in our follow-up material.
Exactly.
So, Carolina, I don't know if you have any other further questions on your side.
No, I don't. And as you know, our intention with this webinar, as with many others, is to introduce you one of the Sabre products that we have and to trigger your curiosity. So here we are sharing with you the upcoming trainings regarding Sabre Profiles that you will have available in the month of June. Okay, check availability, enroll, and enjoy the training. As Nacho said, we are going to send you compilation of questions and answers regarding this topic in the follow-up material. So we'll make sure to cover these questions that were not answered during this session. So we want to thank you as usual for your time and participation today in the webinar Sabre Profiles in Advanced Formats. We hope that this information that we share has been useful and that added value to your business. Let us remind you that, as we said before, within the next 48 hours, we will send you supporting materials via email. This will include the presentation that both Valeria and Ignacio shared, also the recording of this session, and you will be able to revisit the session there in the YouTube channel or share it with other colleagues that were not able to make it to the event. Sorry for the inconveniences regarding the connection, but as we said, all of us are working from home and these things happen when we are conducting live events. Thank you very much.
And thanks, Nacho and Valeria, once again for this presentation. And thank you all our participants for joining today as well. We will send you as well the link to the customer satisfaction for this meeting. And just want to mention that it is very important for us that you complete our customer satisfaction survey, as well as provide your candid feedback about this initiative and let us know which topics you would like to see tackled in the future. Rest assured that we will make all our efforts to bring these topics for you. So thank you very much again, and thank for your time, and see you in our next meeting.